Hi everyone, really quick book club this month because I could go on about this book for hours, but I want to just tell you to go and read it basically. Spoiler alert. The book I've just finished reading is Daring Greatly by Brene Brown, stumbling over my words. And Brene is one of those people who just comes up in conversations I have and resources that I look through online and people that I follow and admire myself and look up to. She is just such a thought leader in this industry. If you're at all invested in your personal growth, I think she is a vital resource of knowledge. Her focus she's a PhD researcher, her focus is vulnerability and shame, which everyone deals with, so I feel like anyone and everyone will get something out of her books. Daring Greatly is really a deep dive into how vulnerability is actually our biggest strength and something that can transform our lives. So she goes into real life examples of having really difficult conversations, times when we feel really vulnerable to share how we're feeling, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's about our mental health, whether it's like grief or loss or losing a job or having a baby. Like, there's so many things that happen in our lives that we feel so vulnerable about. Our relationships can suffer, our work, career, business can suffer, our relationship with ourselves and our mental health can suffer when we look at vulnerability as weakness and close off. One of my words for 2019 is vulnerable. My words for 2019 are visible and vulnerable. And for me, being visible feels really vulnerable. Something I've battled with a lot in my mindset is imposter syndrome and perfectionism. She does talk a lot about perfectionism in the book, because really perfectionism is the ultimate fear of rejection and the ultimate fear of not wanting to be vulnerable, because if we're perfect, if we're doing everything right, then no one can judge us. And I've definitely found in my business especially, I felt like I had to be the perfect coach. I felt like I had to have my shit together 24/7 in order to be good at what I do. And it couldn't be further from the truth, because when I have those scary conversations, when I challenge myself to really sit in vulnerability with myself, with my clients, that is where the magic happens. That's where relationships are stronger, connection is deeper, everyone just feels better when they're in a safe space where they can actually share how they're feeling. She talks a lot about relationships, she talks a lot about parenting and schooling, which is obviously something that will be really important to you if you have kids and you want to create an environment where your kids and your family can have these conversations. I just think she's fantastic. She does have quite a few books and I wasn't sure which one to go for first. Daring Greatly felt like the one that I was drawn to the most. So this is my first read, but I'm definitely going to pick up her other books. Rising Strong is another one that I've heard loads of great things about. Brave in the Wilderness is another one. I'm going to link Brene's TED Talk if you've not watched it already, because that's a must watch for anyone. I'm going to link some of my favourite interviews with Brene in the description box, including interviews she's done with Marie Forleo, and she's also been on Oprah's Super Soul Sundays podcast. So I really encourage you to listen to those. If you connect with Brene's message, then I would pick this book up. The books go into the real life examples and the research, which I find really interesting. I think if you're interested in humans and human development and you're interested in your personal development, the research backing up these ideas is just fascinating and will hopefully encourage you to really implement the changes in your life and have those difficult conversations and feel exposed and be vulnerable. It's scary stuff, it's really challenging stuff. If you've read this, let me know what you think. If you've read any of other books, let me know which one I need to read next. I can't wait to hear from you. Check out the interviews as I mentioned, and I'll see you guys soon.